Boy, oh boy, it is never a dull moment. As I'm recording this video, Elon Musk is tweeting up a storm. He's attacking Democrats. He's attacking Republicans. He's attacking the primaries. He is going after Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. He absolutely does not want this to happen. We're going to go ahead and talk about what Elon Musk is getting all upset about. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the implications of this, what this means for Tesla stock. Tesla stock's obviously down a little bit in the after hours now. So let's go ahead and dive into everything that's going on. So this all started about 8 hours ago when he said that every member of Congress So this all started about 8 hours ago when he said that every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. Obviously, Elon talking here. He then continues to go like, we are increasing the debt ceiling by a record $5 trillion. And how can you call yourselves the Freedom Caucus if you vote for the debt slavery bill with the biggest debt ceiling increase in history? So Elon just started spouting off. It was kind of quiet. He's super like pro Tesla right now, pro SpaceX, pro CEO mode, which we love Elon in CEO mode. And he started just going after the big, beautiful bill now. So he just started tweeting out this chart about the national debt by year and how it doesn't matter which political party is in charge, that the debt continues to go up. He said they pretended to be two parties, but it's one uniparty in reality. Okay. Elon continues to go on. He's quote tweeting Rand Paul saying that this is not such a big, that this is not a very big, beautiful bill. Elon continues on to mix in SpaceX and stuff like that. But here's what gets really interesting. He's tweeted 2 hours ago, anyone who campaigned on the promise of reducing spending but continues to vote on the biggest debt ceiling increase in history will see their face on this poster in the primary next year. Obviously, you see Pinocchio here, and it says liar, voted to increase America's debt by $5 trillion. Here's my take. Okay, let's go ahead and dissect everything that's going on here, and then we'll talk Tesla stock. So Elon's lashing out here, right? He's pretty upset. This bill is getting closer and closer to kind of getting to a passing point. Obviously, it still has a few steps to go. So we're going to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to follow along with that. But nonetheless, Elon is upset for a couple of reasons. If you look over the past year, Elon has donated hundreds of millions of dollars. I think he went into the billions of dollars. I can go ahead and fact check that really quick. Elon Musk donations Republican to the Republican Party. Let's go ahead and see. Elon Musk has spent $277 million, not quite a billion, $277 million in the presidential campaign and helped Donald Trump win. Obviously, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, you saw Elon just absolutely lose his mind saying that he won Donald Trump the election and that he was working so hard to reduce the waste, spending, and fraud. And now this big, beautiful bill is kind of undoing all of his hard work. So if you're Elon, you just spent $200 million on a campaign for a party that you thought would get those objectives to end and reduce waste, fraud, and abuse. And now the very people that you campaigned with that had promised you that they would help you with these things are now increasing the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Now, this video isn't necessarily to dissect the big, beautiful bill, but according to Elon and a lot of others, this bill is increasing the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. And so what he is calling for is a third party called the American Party. Now, what he wants to do is he's trying to combine the middle 80%. You have the 10% Democrats, the 10% Republicans. He wants to combine the 80%. And what I think he's going to do is when the primaries roll around and when the next presidential election rolls around, I think Elon is going to deploy as much money as he can to help as many people as he can in the American Party. I don't know who is going to be in it. I don't know how popular this could be. Could this flop? I don't know. I've learned a few things is to not bet against Elon. He helped Trump win. Was he the reason that Trump won? I don't know. But did he make a big impact? Of course he did. And when you have somebody with as deep of pockets as Elon, it won't be very hard to start moving the needle. So this is going to be extremely entertaining. Will Elon finally create a third political party, something that the Green Party's been trying to do, something that the independent parties have been trying to do? Can he create this third political party? And how does it look? Who's going to run? Who's going to lead it? There's a lot of things to decide when it comes to this, but it's clear that Elon is tired of the politics and what we think is divisiveness, but to Elon, it's a unilateral party. Now, something that comes to mind is if we have a third party, is that going to separate America even more or bring it closer together? I don't know. Too early to tell. But I think that Elon raises an interesting point here. He wants to reduce government. He wants to have a mature fiscal policy things that administrations have promised and that we have not seen follow through completely. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla stock really quick. As you've seen a barrage of tweets, you've kind of seen Tesla fall into the after hours. They were down 1.8% today. He started tweeting around 8 hours ago, so those are around noon. So around here, yeah, you kind of saw Tesla stock slip throughout the day, and you saw some investors on Twitter complaining, some retail investors, obviously. And then you see kind of the stock will slip a little bit in the evening. So is this going to be a big deal for Tesla in the long term? I can't speculate whether the stock's going to go up or down. I do think that I think the damage, I think Elon lashing out against Trump a few weeks ago, in my opinion, could be as bad as we've seen in terms of the stock. I don't think the stock will fall as dramatically because the damage has already been done. What I find is interesting, but who knows? Maybe that this could give a massive upside. I don't know. I'm not here to tell. That's just kind of my observation. I'm not here to like predict the upside or downside in stock. But what I do find interesting is Elon is not personally going after Trump, which is, I think if he could undo what he did a few weeks ago, he would decide not to go after Trump personally. Because those are some pretty personal attacks. Trump saying that he was on the Epstein list, he helped him win personally, when in reality, Elon probably felt backstabbed by the people that he called his friends, that he was working with in the White House, kind of just slap him in the face and say, we don't care about your little Doge project. We're going to raise the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Well, that I think what was Doge's projected goal, Doge goal savings. Doge's goal for savings was $2 trillion. So if this is true that the debt ceiling will be raised by $5 trillion, then they're more than doubling their projected savings, which were already super aggressive. So I understand Elon's frustration. Donald Trump kind of brought him around, kind of like a show pony almost. Literally brought him on stage to start doing jumping jacks, and used a lot of Elon's money. And whether it was the deciding factor, I don't know. Donald Trump won the election, and so Elon's like, all right, let's start saving government waste, fraud, and abuse. And then not even 120 days later, maybe a little bit more than that, we're trying to get the big, beautiful bill across, and that's a $5 trillion deficit increase. So I understand Elon's frustration. It would be a difficult thing, but I do think that Elon is a little more wise, and this is why I personally don't think Tesla's stock is going to slide as much, because he's not attacking Trump personally. He's trying to take on the whole machine rather than just one person, the president of the United States, rather. So I don't foresee a huge slippage happening, but this isn't supposed to be investment advice. This is just kind of my opinion and my observations. Could there be upside? Yeah. If Elon wins, for example, say Elon's American Party gets a huge wave of momentum behind it and they somehow start winning primaries, and then in a few years they win the presidential election, be pretty big for Tesla. Okay. So much to be determined, but I just wanted to kind of cover this Elon lashing out moment because I think it's really fascinating. And I think it could be, I don't take Elon's threats lightly when he says he will start a third party, the American Party. I don't take those threats too lightly. I do think it'll happen. If I had to put $5 on it, I would say that if this big, beautiful bill goes through, that Elon will form an American Party. Who will lead it? I don't know. That's what the entertainment's going to be. So if you guys enjoyed this perspective, consider subscribing. And like always, see you next time. Thanks for watching.